Good morning. That's good. Can you turn on your mic?
Hesquex, Kisut Whitman. Thank you for your time today. Chairman Friant, honorable council members, we come before you today to petition for approval to go after a grant, Indian Education, Resilience and Education grant. And to my right is Cindy Odell, and she came on board, has been really helping, and she did the lion's share of all of our grants, and she really worked hard to get this. It's kind of a tight time frame, so we apologize for that, but she was able to complete it, and that's why we're here today.
Len?
Thank you, Madam Chair and members of the council, and good morning. And I guess the question I have is what would be the award amount and what is the grant going to be used for?
You want to share?
Thank you for that question. We don't have the budget finalized yet, but what the Department of Education has made $20 million available for tribal education authorities. They have not set a ceiling or a floor to the grant amounts. They're anticipating the award amounts will be in the range of 300 to 700,000. We've worked up a draft budget and we're right at 950,000. And what we hope to accomplish is what the grant priority is, and that is to build resilience in our education program over at Two Eagles, so that students who are coming back for face-to-face learning after the school shutdown, we know there's going to be some needs out there, social, emotional, academic, getting students caught up, getting them used to being face-to-face again, and also supporting our teachers. They've had a really hard time delivering online instruction. And so we've written this grant to do some things that will help us increase our attendance, that will help us increase our MAP scores. MAP scores are the data that we use to determine how students are making progress academically in reading and language arts, math and science. And we also want to make sure that students are connected culturally. I think that's one thing that we have found with distance learning is there's been a disconnect. Students are typically, doing things for elders at the school and involved in, hands-on cultural activities. And there's just been that loss. And I think as we come back, we want to make sure that we're meeting the needs of students and families and supporting them in this new recovery, I guess, in our education. So we're looking at increasing attendance, achievement, cultural competency. We have a whole list of outcomes actually that we've identified. We plan on using a strong evaluation component so that we can really document what we're doing and using data to let others know some of the successes, challenges, and resources that we can go out and share with other Native programs. So I think I've addressed most of those questions. If not, I'm open for more questions too.
Carol?
Yeah, the question I have is regarding kids who have children. I thought I heard the college was starting a zero to 3 maybe. And I know a lot of the kids that are in school that do end up pregnant, that's about the age of their children. Do you still have your daycare in Two Eagle? And do you utilize the college? Are you able to utilize that? Okay.
No, at this time, we do help them with resources like the child block grants and other avenues there's one right next door here, right, for the infants,
Yeah.
and then the college. So we do assist in that way, but the daycare years ago used to be a shop class. They gutted it out, they renovated it. And the BIE, of course, or BIA then, they won't build new stuff, but they'll renovate things. So they changed it into daycare. And it wasn't self-sustainable, but it was a good effort. And so from there now they renovated it for classroom space. But we do try to help those students, and then we can accommodate them for their schedules because they have children. And, but at this time, it's really a need. It's an unmet need. There are resources there, the college. We have staff members that utilize the college and high school students as well. But I think, yeah, there's just more and more youth that have that need, and it's one thing that we wish we still had. There is a chance to even help that a little bit. We are trying to do expansion, as you may have heard, with the space adjacent to the college. And there's a daycare component, not daycare, but a boarding school component to that. It really wouldn't take much after the initial architecture design to incorporate a space for that. Definitely would be beneficial.
You know, I really see we have programs that do this already. We should be able to collaborate, but, you know, I know it's for our members, but still, these students go to our school. They, you know, if they're not a member here, they should still be able to allow to use it. So, and I know the money's available out there. I mean, everybody seems like their pockets are overflowing with money for a short time. We know that won't last long. But at least to beef up the programs and get them off the ground and to help these students graduate into the college, we should collaborate closer and utilize everybody's resources together and make a good program for all rather than just each little pocket here and there. And it doesn't seem to work. So, yeah, well, I wish you well. And this looks like a very good grant. I noticed number 6, early childhood education. That's where my question came from, is from that bullet point. So,
Yes, sadly, that is the only activity that we did not address in our proposal. And that breaks my heart because my passion is early childhood. And so, but yes, for this grant, we just felt like we really wanted to focus on some things.
Lynn?
I would make a motion to approve the grant application, the submittal of the grant application.
Okay, we have a motion by Lynn. Second by Mike. Questions? All those in favor? Motion carries unanimous. Thank you.
Thank
Good
you for your
luck.
time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Thank you for your time.
Okay, next up, we have Whisper Camel Means. Good morning, Whisper.
Heskwext, Kisuk Withnam, and good morning, everyone. I have a couple of different things to share with you today, and I have invited a couple of different people from Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks to answer questions if we have any on those topics. And I'm going to share my screen so that everybody can see my pages. Apologies. We're going to start on page 85. And this is a request from Fish, Wildlife, and Parks in Region 1 for CSKT to sign a letter of support for one of their joint with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service Forest Legacy programs. I'm going to scroll down here so we can see the map. In the past, I believe we supported the Montana Great Outdoors Project, the green section, the current Forest Legacy Project. You can see the reservation to the right-hand side of the map. And then this is all projects in off the reservation, private land, conservation easements to protect 4 wildlife species, which also makes available hunting accesses. We've supported other projects in the past of this, and so we're asking that the tribe support this one as well. The orange squares, I believe, are the Upper Thompson projects that are coming up. Phase 1 being the more full orange squares, and then phase 2 being the light orange. And Chris Temple, who's a habitat conservation biologist for Fish, Wildlife and Parks in Kalispell out of Region 1, is here. And if we want to ask her any questions about these projects, she is here to answer questions. Or if you want some more background.
Any questions from council? If not, I would entertain a motion to support or to submit a letter of support. Bing? Motion by Bing? Okay. Second by Charmel. All those in favor? Did Martin support it, or was he on there? It looks like it's unanimous, but I don't see Martin. Okay. So it looks like Martin is out of the room, or maybe he's not with us anymore. Did you get that, Donna? Motion carries with Martin out of the room. Go ahead, Whisper.
Thank you. Thanks, Chris, for logging in. Next, I have a emergency regulation proposal for our new acquisition of Safe Harbor Marsh. I guess it's an acquisition in that it was donated to the tribes by the Nature Conservancy. We are viewing this parcel as a haven for waterfowl and birds alike. And so the emergency regulations that I would like to propose for our consideration include excluding bird hunting from that area in the upcoming season, and also excluding the use of motorized boats on the water. And then as soon as the new regulations come out, we will put in more solid regulations for that area that could include use of no watercraft during nesting season of waterfowl and other birds, but still allowing potentially people to fish out on the water body.
Okay, motion by Charmel to approve the Safe Harbor Marsh emergency regulations. Question by Lynn?
Yep.
Whisper, have we had problem with people going in there in boats?
I don't think that we've had problems. I don't think that we've been monitoring it as much since it is just newly ours and it was private before then. I did ask around and I did hear that there are smallmouth bass out in there. So people will take like a kayak out there and fish, but motorized boats, even the small 15 horsepower ones, I think would be a detriment. So we're just throwing that in there so that people don't try to take a motorized boat out.
Oh, okay. All right. Thanks, Whisper.
Yep.
Okay, we have a motion by Charmel. Is there a second? Second by Ellie. All those in favor? Motion carries unanimous.
One lunch. And then on to page 90, which is another project in coordination with Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks. I have Ethan Lula from Fish, Wildlife and Parks Region 1, Kalispell, wildlife biologist on as well to help answer questions that anybody might have on this project. It is getting ready. I believe it's out to the Fish, Wildlife Commission with the state for them to approve, and we wanted to bring it to tribal council for your approval as well. There's some background on the Wild Horse Island sheep in that they were started in 1939. Really small amounts of sheep were used to start that herd. However, that herd has grown and really been used effectively to augment other populations around the state. So it's really been used as a safe place for bighorn sheep, and then those sheep have been able to be used. We had even inquired about potentially getting some sheep from there when their population is stable to help augment at the bison range. Because of the disease issues that have occurred out there, the population has gotten quite low. So when Fish, Wildlife, and Parks went out and did their surveys this year, they realized that they were down to 75 sheep on the island, and they had recently done a genetics study of the population that showed that the genetic diversity was quite low. And so their proposal is to get 26 sheep. No, is to get more sheep. They're trying to bring 12 sheep from other Montana populations to augment that population on Wild Horse Island genetically, and to be very mindful of disease transmission and make sure that all those animals are healthy before they come out. All that testing will be done by them so that we can start to augment that population, or they can, and then be able to use those as seed populations again. And if anybody has any questions about that, I believe we just need to have a motion to be in favor of this project so that that the commission can see that the tribes are in favor of this augmentation. And if we have any questions that I can't answer, Ethan is here to help.
Okay, it looks like Martin made a motion to approve the proposal.
Second.
Second by Anita. Questions? Go ahead, Len.
Whisper, were you planning on presenting this to both of the culture committees?
We hadn't planned to present this to the culture committees at this point, but we definitely can.
Okay, I would suggest that you do that with these types of projects.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Okay, all those in favor? Opposed? Abstain? Motion carries unanimous.
Great, thank you.
Thank
Can
you,
I
Whisper.
ask one question if we're have a little tiny bit of time? One question.
Sure, go ahead.
And it's just like a bug in everybody's ear to think about. We have our depredation hunt list out to try to enlist tribal members to hunt on non-tribal property. We have non-tribal landowners that call in, tribal members get on the list, and we pair those people up to help with controlling our big game population, but also providing food for tribal members and families. We currently have Sylvia's Store and the Elders Program to provide meat to if hunters are just wanting to get out and take some game and then donate those to programs. I don't know if there are any food sovereignty programs that are out there that we can try to direct meat toward as well. If anybody wants to get a hold of me or let me know of those types of programs so that we can keep moving that food around the community. And then, of course, there's the restrictions on where big game can be shared, and if that's something we have to look at as well. Currently, tribal members can share with members of their immediate family. So I don't know if there are restrictions for us donating to food sovereignty programs that give to the whole community, or if it can only go to tribal members. So just some food for thought, or if somebody has something, they can email me or anything.
Yeah, I can send you an email of the projects that I know of. So, well, thank you. Did you have something, Mike?
I think Tom's got his hand up.
Yeah,
Tom?
Madam Chair, just a related question that we have in regards to that. The Melita Island population of deer is quite large, and one of our regulations that prohibits non-members to assist tribal members taking animals. But because it's an island and some of our hunters don't have boats, the Boy Scout troop leaders are willing to shuttle tribal members out to and back from that island to help remove deer there. So it's on the list of the depredation sites. So that's another consideration for council. It technically would be illegal for a tribal member to be assisted that way in the boat ride, but because it's so unique, that would be a consideration the council might want to look at in regard to this also.
Okay. Is there a specific action we need to take, or do we just want to discuss this more? Maybe at the chairs meeting, if there was like specific, like the Melita Island specific.
Yes, Madam Chair. It could be that you could make specific action and take action right now on that request. It's before us right now, but we're limited to trying to get tribal members that have a boat to be able to go out there and assist. They're just willing because there's so many deer that they would love to help in that endeavor. The habitat's getting impacted out there right now from the number of deer. So Boy Scout Troop is just offering that assistance. So it would take council action to allow that to happen.
Okay, thoughts from council? Go ahead, Bing.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Say, Tom, was there any consideration of trapping any of these sheep and putting them down in the Little Money or the other area and a big draw over there where to plant these sheep at?
Yeah, Madam Chair, being the Wild Horse Island population of sheep has been used to supplement our reservation populations in the past. So we've been actively utilizing those sheep in the past. So yes, and the only thing we have right now on the table is potentially a project to take bighorn sheep from Wild Horse Island and move them to the bison range. Once we get a clear nod on the pneumonia issue on the bison range with the bighorn sheep, but the state has been wonderful to work with to utilize those sheep on the reservation, and we would look forward to do that at any location in the future with the state. It's just making sure that core population persists. We will probably do some action on some predator control out there if that's to be determined what's also going on with the bighorn sheep on the Wild Horse Island. That may be something we've even pursued this fall to make sure that population is secure.
Okay. So what we need today is a motion to approve the use of the Boy Scout shuttle for tribal members to assist with the depredation hunt on Melita Island for the deer population. Motion by Ellie. Second by Mike. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstain? I'm sorry, Martin, I didn't see your vote.
Sorry, in favor.
Okay, motion carries unanimous. Oh, Bing is abstaining. Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you, Whisper. Tom.
Thank you.
Okay, let's take a quick break before our council roles discussion. We'll come back in 5.
What do you want your Indigenous community to look like 25 years from now or 100 years from now? How do you begin to strengthen your community?
Jordan, I don't know if you heard, we're taking a 5-minute break.
Oh yeah, I was doing a test run with yep. Thanks, Martin.
Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. You're up, Jordan.
Madam Chair? I have a question.
Carol?
I thought we were all supposed to be here and I heard Anita's leaving at 10:30. So I would like to wait until we're all available to meet.
I thought Anita was going to be on Zoom,
Oh, I
but
don't know.
are you Anita? You're muted.
Sorry, as soon as I get in service, I'll tune back in.
So what are the feelings of council? Do you guys want to reschedule this when everybody can be here in person? Yes. Yes. Okay. Looks like we have a decision to reschedule again, Jordan. Sorry about that.
Okay. Okay. Well, that sounds okay to me.
Alrighty.
I will say I'm excited for this one. So I was recapping the last one and almost put myself to sleep watching myself. So I was very intentional about making this one a little more exciting. So I'm excited to present this one. So be happy to come back whenever you guys need me.
Madam Chair, is there anything that that Jordan has for us to review in case we have disputes of what he's presenting? I mean, you know, a person that's never served on the council, I wonder how it is to present something that, you know, unless you've served. But maybe that's what the discussion's all about. Is it the code of conduct that you're going over, or the roles and responsibilities? What exactly? Where are you getting the information from? Or is this a combination of constitution and all of that?
Yeah, so just to give you guys an overview of what I'm planning on discussing, the first presentation was just to get a sense of what you guys wanted to talk about. The second one was really looking at council authorities and what your guys' role through the organic documents like the Constitution, the bylaws, different resolutions is. And then this one, during the last presentation, I heard the concept of nation building brought up. And so the majority of this presentation focuses on that. When you look at the history of sort of Indian law and policy, it talks, scholars and practitioners talk about sort of the pre-contact days, the contact, treaty making, assimilation, allotment, reorganization, termination, self-determination, and now we're in the nation building era. And so I was really talking about the nation building framework, what that is, and kind of how CSKT's always been at the cutting edge. Like, as you guys probably all know, we were the first tribe to adopt an IRA constitution. We were the first tribe to really take over all government programs. And when I'm reading the nation building materials, we're cited in that book constantly. And so I think this is really an opportunity for council to think about what nation building looks like. I think we're well on our way, but I just wanted to explore that with you all and really hear your guys' ideas. I understand I've never been on council. And so I'm just really trying to provide a framework and questions for you guys to think about what you guys want to think about and listen to you.
Very good, Jordan. Madam Chair, I just want to say, Jordan, I didn't realize that's what this presentation was about. I'm fine with going forward with that. I think it's important that everybody listen in because we all need to understand what those are. But I thought you were going more towards individual roles and that type of thing, which we should all understand that also. But yeah, I'm okay, but I think we've already called it off. So anyway, sorry for the misunderstanding.
Jen, did you have some information for this presentation?
I know Jordan had a video. I didn't know if you guys wanted to watch that little bit of it. And Rick and Ryan wanted to speak with you guys, but they wouldn't be available till after 10:30. But here comes Rick now. And if this was going to be an open, Anita was going to watch the recording afterwards.
What does council want to do?
Madam Chair,
Go ahead, Martin.
at minimum, I'd like to stop the live stream.
Did you want executive?
No, I don't know why we're streaming us sitting around trying to make this rehash a decision we already made.
What's that?
It's not an executive discussion.
Lynn? All right, let's see a show of hands who wants to continue with the council rules discussion. Lynn? Mike? Charmel? Ellie? Bing? Anita and Martin, do you guys want to continue with the discussion?
What's everybody's schedule look like Monday if we're not all there, because Martin is on Zoom as well?
As long as everyone's there, I'm fine with doing it. The decision was based on everyone not being there. I'm fine with being on Zoom.
You can watch the video, and Anita said she could join back in.
Can't hear the discussion.
Could you repeat that, Martin?
If you guys were talking, we couldn't hear you.
Jordan, are you available after the chairs meeting on Monday, like 10 o'clock?
Yeah, I should be available Monday. Yep.
Okay, do you guys want to do this to reschedule it for Monday?
Is everybody available?
Anita is not available on Monday.
Yes, I am. Monday, I'm available. I just have 2 appointments today.
Oh, okay, all right, let's reschedule for Monday at 10 o'clock after the chairs meeting. If everybody's going to be here.
No, that's not. It would be the same as what?
What's that?
Are you going to be participating by Zoom or just watch a recording later? Because then that beats what we're mentioning today with Anita.
I'm gonna be traveling, so if there's a recording available, I can watch it, just like Anita had said that she could watch a recording later. I was thinking that must be an option for Monday too. If it's recorded on Zoom, I could watch it. But I will not be available Monday morning at 10 o'clock.
Okay. When is the next time all 9 will be here?
Tomorrow morning, I just know. Monday, September 20th, the 21st is open as well.
21st, Ellie and I are not available.
You guys aren't available next week on the 14th and 16th, but the week after, I don't have nothing on the calendar unless I missed something.
Okay, but
Okay.
are you available on the 20th? Okay. Okay, Jordan, we'll figure out our schedule and get back to you. It looks like it might be September 20th now before everybody will be there.
Okay, I'll be available.
Okay, sorry about that. Rick, did you have something?
Yeah, thanks, Madam Chair. Ryan also wanted to talk scheduling briefly, but I'm wondering if it might make sense to, even though there are a couple of people gone on Monday, if those people, actually, I don't know how many were, but whoever's not available on Monday, if could share open date options, because Ryan also wanted to talk about times to schedule the lands and the elders discussion, and he wanted to have a similar type of meeting about legislative objectives and priorities. So maybe Monday, even though a couple of people will be gone, we could spend the normal chairs meeting time or a portion of that just getting some things scheduled out.
Sounds good.
So I know Ryan is on. So I don't think we probably need to have the discussion that he was planning on having, unless you have any other updates, Ryan.
No, I was just going to listen in.
Okay, with that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn. Okay, motion by Bing,